us to the front. Stop the train.
All we had to do was follow the damn train, CJ.
Hi guys and gals, welcome to my review for Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. In this review, I'll be looking at basic gameplay mechanics, pros and cons, as well as my own personal rating on this fantastic game, including certain story beats that won't spoil the game for you. Fallen Order further expands on the Star Wars universe, introducing you to new worlds, lovable characters, and that classic feel of a genuine Star Wars story. There's plenty of space for improvement for upcoming installments of Fallen Order, but we'll get into that a bit further into the review. Now I know that this game came out a while ago, and there's hundreds of reviews on it, but I wanted to give my personal take on the game and also hear insights from anyone willing to share them. This is definitely like a Soulsborne game, and it will challenge you, which I feel is a core aspect of any game. So before you think about changing the channel, please sit back, relax, and
shut that thing off and grab some seat.
the game puts you in control of our main character, Cal Kestis, played by Cameron Monaghan, a former Jedi Padawan exiled after Order 66. He's joined by Seer, Grease, and BD-1, who accompany you throughout your journey, looking for artifacts that will help you bring back the Jedi Order. Don't worry, I won't spoil any more than that, guys. So anyway, let's talk about the most fun aspect of the game, which is getting to be a Jedi and using that awesome lightsaber. Now, the thing is, you get to customize your lightsaber and change the look of your lightsaber. While fun, it doesn't really add much to the game other than you having a workbench to do something with, which I feel they should leave out of the next game. I mean, just give us a lightsaber with different color options and point us towards some dumb stormtroopers and monsters, which the game supplies you with greatly. For instance, you're going to see my fight with an Ogro monster, and you have your basic attacks such as your front attacks, your harder attacks with triangle, your rolling and your dodging especially is important in this game. So as you can see, it is a lot like a Soulsborne game. You always have to keep your guard up, and you also have your healing items, and it basically works a lot like Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. So saying that, the game does have its flaws, but it manages to pick that up with a lot of good storytelling. Another great aspect was the puzzles. I had a lot of fun with that. You get to go to these different worlds and solve these different puzzles, and I just liked how everything fitted together. They can be a bit challenging and you can get a bit lost, but eventually you'll find your way. You don't have to look up YouTube reviews, guys. I mean, seriously. So, as you can see, I'm fighting what's called a Tomb Guardian on this planet, and you just have to learn how enemies telegraph their moves. It's, like I said, a Soulsborne, and you will have to just learn those basic telegraphs, and eventually you'll get the hang of it and take down your enemies. The best part about being a Jedi is using that lightsaber, which I feel the effects worked out really well in this game. If you ever played Force Unleashed, it's very similar to that, but with different aspects that make the game unique as well. When it comes to traversal, it works out like a Metroidvania game, where you'd have to come back to certain points of the game until you unlock a certain power that'll take you to a different area, which I found great. It can be a bit repetitive upon going to another planet, just to get a cosmetic upgrade or a different lightsaber skin or a different part for your lightsaber, which is something, like I said, is something that should change in the future. One of the things in this game that will definitely get to you is there are some glitches on the PS4. I don't know about the other versions of this game that is out, but you'll see that the game does work a lot like most games. For example, you get data entries from BD-1 scanning different things in the world. You'll see, for example, blocked off areas in the color red, so I couldn't go down that path, for example. And what works best about the game is the fact that you get to learn about these different cultures, which is what I believe makes Star Wars Star Wars. You learn about the different worlds, you learn about these made up cultures, and it just works. So you get these different powers, and these powers help you with your puzzle solving, traversing through your different environments. And on that note, let's talk about the environments Fallen Order has to offer you. There's a couple of planets that you get to visit, and each one has unique properties. They have different enemy types, different entry logs, and just these little tidbits of information that add to the world building of the game. On that note, when it comes to traversal, one of the downside of the game is backtracking back to your ship, because there's no fast travel option, and it's something that will become quite tedious in time as you play throughout the game, especially when you just want to revisit a planet just to get that 100% completion. On the completion point, you can beat this game in about 11 hours if you just want to go through the main campaign storyline. But if you are a completionist, the game can take up to 20 hours to play if you want to go through everything and experience the full part of the game. Down to the downsides of the game, we will get into that, especially when it comes to New Game Plus, which I'll talk about now. New Game Plus isn't really New Game Plus. You don't get to carry over any of your skills. You only carry through your cosmetics that you collected throughout the game. And I mean really, that's not New Game Plus. New Game Plus allows you to go through your skills in a new part of the game and have access to all those areas at the very beginning. The problem with Jedi Fallen Order is that the skills you unlock are integrated into the story, so you don't really get much of a choice when it comes to that part of the game. Another thing you need to remember is the areas are really hard to get to, and it'll just be to open this little crate, get your poncho. Oh, I didn't mention the fact that Cal is a fan of ponchos, guys, which I didn't know was a Star Wars thing. But anyway, back to the game. Make multiple playthroughs a bit of a tedious thing, and I know I've said tedious quite a lot, which is one of the downsides I mentioned to this game. Quite of the traveling can be tedious, some of the enemy variety can be tedious, as well as getting these different cosmetics, which I mean, they look great, but you also get this point where you ask yourself, aren't there better things that this game has to offer you? So here's your entry logs where you get to learn different things about the Empire as well as the different planets you get to visit, and it'll basically give you those bestiaries of your different enemy skills, how to kill a specific enemy, and what to do next in the game. Quite a few enemy varieties. Like I said, it is quite limited, but you will be put through the test of fighting different types of enemies, which is great. It just gives you that little bit of difference when it comes to fighting an enemy and trying to take them down. So there is that challenge, and it also just basically gives you that feel that you are in a bigger part of the universe when it comes to the Star Wars franchise. So having said that, I feel like another thing that is really going to be a downside to Star Wars Fallen Order is the fact that the load times are terrible, guys. You get that usual elevator or that going through a passageway to load through a different section, and yes, you are going to probably get a frame rate dip or two, as well as a loading sign. On top of that, when you do die, the loading time will also take quite a while. I think it can take up to anywhere to 30 to 45 seconds to reload to a new respawn. And with that, those are all my major downsides of the game. I don't think there's really anything else to complain about. I do hope that in the next installment they do make things a bit better. I'm not going to go into the skill tree because I feel that will spoil some of the skill aspects of the game, but there is a skill tree in the game, like most games. So that was my take on Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, guys. I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10, and hopefully in the next installment we'll get to see some of those chinks ironed out. So let me know what your thoughts are, what you hope for the future installment of the game, what you found fun about the game, what you don't think they should have included in the game, and yeah, let's just have a general discussion about it. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me and watching through to the end. If you haven't already, don't forget to click like and subscribe, and look forward to more reviews. This was my first review, so go easy on me. My editing skills are a bit rough. But having said that, thank you guys, and enjoy the rest of your day.